Summer's supposed to be the easy season. So why are so many people quietly Googling a therapist between summer Fridays? Because more daylight doesn't fix the hard stuff. Sometimes it just turns the volume up. Grow does therapy differently. Therapy is not only for when you're in crisis. Grow Therapy is here for all the moments when you decide you want more. More support, more clarity, more tools. Mental health isn't a destination you reach, it's something you build, and Grow makes that easier. Grow connects you with thousands of high-quality licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. The therapist you want takes your insurance on Grow. Grow accepts over 125 insurance plans. Sessions average $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/book now today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/book now. growtherapy.com/book now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
In the last episode, we explored a question that emerged from a talk I attended at Herbfest. The speaker discussed the major transitions of human life: birth, puberty, coming of age, reproduction, old age and death. Yet one of the most significant transitions in a woman's life was missing: menopause. Welcome back to Hot and Healthy Menopause. I'm Nicole Van Haddam, your menopause coach and your retreat-loving guide through this midlife adventure. That conversation left me wondering, if menopause truly is an initiation, what would it look like to consciously support a woman through it? Not medically, not commercially, not as a problem to be fixed, but as a profound human transition. How would we welcome her into the next stage of her life? And perhaps even more importantly, what might happen if we did? Imagine we treated menopause like pregnancy. Stay with me here. Let's have some fun. Imagine a woman announces, "I think I'm entering perimenopause." And instead of awkward silence, people respond, "Congratulations." Not because symptoms are exciting, but because a major life transition has begun. Imagine she tells her closest friends. They don't dismiss her. They don't joke about hot flushes. They don't tell her she's getting old. Instead, they ask, "How can we support you?" Imagine she begins preparing, not because she's broken, because she's transitioning. Just as a pregnant woman prepares for birth, a perimenopausal woman prepares for emergence. She starts learning about hormonal changes. She reviews her nutrition. She begins strength training for bone health. She prioritises sleep. She reduces unnecessary commitments. She allocates money for her well-being. She seeks wise mentors. She gathers information. She begins designing the next chapter of her life. Not because she's falling apart, but because she is becoming. What if we had menopause showers? I know, some of you are laughing, but think about it. We have baby showers, engagement parties, graduation celebrations, retirement parties. Why not menopause celebrations? A menopause shower. No nappies required, no baby bottles, no pink balloons. Maybe guests bring books that changed their lives, a beautiful journal, a massage voucher, a retreat contribution, a favourite piece of wisdom, a handwritten letter, a symbolic object representing the next stage of life. The gifts aren't for survival, they're for becoming. The menopause circle. Throughout history, women gathered together. Older women taught younger women. Knowledge wasn't found in podcasts or books or social media. It was transferred through relationship, story, observation, community. What if we brought that back? Imagine a monthly circle, women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, not separated, together. The younger women learn what lies ahead. The women in transition realise they aren't alone. The older women discover that their wisdom still matters. Perhaps one of the greatest tragedies of modern life is not ageing, it's the separation of generations. We've lost the village, and with it, we've lost many of the maps. The 1-year celebration. Most women define menopause as the day they receive a diagnosis, but medically, menopause is only confirmed after 12 consecutive months without a menstrual period. What if that day mattered? What if it was marked? Not with sadness, with ceremony. A dinner party, a weekend away, a gathering of women, a blessing ceremony, a bonfire, a beach walk at sunrise, a circle where women speak aloud what they are releasing and what they are claiming. Perhaps gifts are exchanged, perhaps stories are shared, perhaps she receives something symbolic, not because she is becoming less, because she has crossed a threshold. The wisdom apprenticeship. Here's something I've been thinking about. What if menopause isn't actually the initiation? What if menopause is the beginning of the initiation? Puberty doesn't make someone mature. It merely begins the process. Likewise, menopause may not instantly create wisdom. It creates the conditions for wisdom, the invitation, the opening, the apprenticeship. The years that follow become the training ground. Less focused on pleasing others, more focused on authenticity. Less focused on performing, more focused on becoming. The initiation may last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Perhaps it continues for the remainder of her life. Retreats as modern initiation spaces. This is one reason I believe retreats can be so powerful. At their best, retreats create conditions that modern life rarely provides. Silence, rest, reflection, nature, community, perspective, space. Historically, initiations often involve temporary separation from ordinary life. The initiate stepped away, learned, rested, reflected, returned transformed. Sound familiar? A well-designed menopause retreat can offer exactly that. Not as an escape from life, as preparation for re-entering life differently, more consciously, more intentionally, more fully herself. Do any cultures celebrate menopause? Some do. Anthropologists have documented cultures where postmenopausal women gain increased status, influence, authority and freedom. In some Indigenous traditions, elder women became respected knowledge holders. In various traditional societies, the end of menstruation is associated with increased spiritual authority. Not because fertility is unimportant, but because reproductive responsibilities no longer occupy centre stage. The women becomes available for different forms of contribution: teaching, leadership, mentoring, wisdom keeping. The details vary across cultures, but a common thread appears repeatedly. Older women are seen as valuable, not obsolete. Who benefits when menopause is ignored? This is where things get interesting and perhaps a little uncomfortable. Who benefits when women don't understand menopause? Who benefits when women blame themselves? Who benefits when women think they're failing? Who benefits when women are too exhausted to question the systems around them? Entire industries profit from convincing women that ageing is a defect, that natural transitions are flaws, that visibility belongs only to the young, that worth belongs only to the fertile, that beauty belongs only to a narrow window of life. And let's be clear, medical support matters, evidence-based treatment matters. Hormone therapy helps many women. This isn't about rejecting medicine. It's about rejecting the idea that medicine is the whole story. Because menopause is not merely a hormonal event. It's also psychological, social, economic, relational, spiritual, and existential. And no prescription alone can address all of those dimensions. What could happen if we changed the story? What if girls grew up seeing older women celebrated? What if women anticipated menopause with curiosity rather than dread? What if workplaces planned for it? What if families understood it? What if communities supported it? What if wisdom became aspirational again? Perhaps fewer women would feel isolated. Perhaps fewer women would believe they were disappearing. Perhaps fewer women would spend years wondering what was wrong with them. perhaps more women would recognise that they are not becoming less. They are becoming different, and perhaps future generations would inherit a map that many of us never received, a map showing that menopause is not the end of a woman's story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one that deserves preparation, support, celebration, and deep respect. And remember, if you're all going through the transition or you're deep into this new phase of life, I'm here to support you, and I'm here to support you to live a hot and healthy life. Thanks for listening to Hot and Healthy Menopause. If today's episode helped you, please follow the show and share it with a friend who's also navigating the transition. And remember, you'll find my free menopause symptom tracker, retreat recommendations, and more resources at nicolevanhaddam.com. This is your time to thrive, and I'll be right here to guide you through it.